Hi, this is Sans from Client Success. In PayrollHero, there is a payment system that you can use to credit or debit amounts to and from employees' payrolls. This is useful for adjustments, deductions, benefits, vacation pay, and miscellaneous payments. There are two types of payments. You have global payments, which are applied to all employees, and individual employee payments, which are applied individually on employees' profiles. The process for both is the same, but differs in location. Global payments can be accessed on the Payments page via the Account Settings page here. So go to Settings, then Payments. And you'll see here the global payments. Individual payments, on the other hand, can be accessed via the Payments page found in an employee's profile. For example, we will go first to the employee list by going to Employees, then Employee List, then select an employee, and go to Payments. The first ones you'll see are the global payments for the whole account, and here is where you will see the individual payments. So for this profile, none has been added yet. So in this video, you will learn how to make payments for adjustments, deductions, benefits, miscellaneous payments, and vacation pay. Now, here on the profile, you have the payments page as shown earlier, and here you can select the payment kind. So let's do adjustments. Adjustment payments can be used for making corrections on employees' payslips on the next pay period. Let's say your employee was not paid for the perfect attendance this month. You can create an adjustment to credit this to the next pay period. So here's how. First, select Adjustment, then add a new payment. So I want to credit a specific amount of, let's put an example, 2,000. Now here, you can set it up to a specific amount, but you can also use a percentage of amount from either gross or base. Now adjustments are usually paid out once, but can be set up per payroll or either monthly on the first payroll or the last payroll. Now it is best to use a specific date, but this can also be set up to a specific enrollment. To learn more about enrollments, please visit our knowledge base. Now, select a date. Next, this can be credited or debited to either gross, taxable, or base. Set the payment to gross if it is taxable and net if it is non-taxable. So for example, this is taxable. Now, any bank can be used to record the adjustment, but it is best to create a new bank that is related to the adjustment you are creating for easier reference. So we choose here the bonus perfect attendance. In case you don't have a bank yet, please see the video on how to add banks. Now I want this to appear under the adjustment section of the pay stub, and this will be named, so you can put the name that the employee will recognize. Perfect attendance bonus adjustment. Now once you are done, click Create. You'll be redirected to the Employee Payments page, and you'll see this pending payment here, shown as unpaid and due, under the status. This will be credited to the employee when you generate payroll that includes the date selected for the specific adjustment. Once credited, the status should change to paid. And once this is paid, this adjustment will appear under the Adjustment section of the employee payslip. And that's how to create adjustments on PayrollHero. Now here's how to create deductions. You can make deductions from the employee's payroll and can either be debited from the gross or net pay. An example would be a company loan. So here's how to create one. First, select deduction, then add a new payment. So adjustment should be debit. Again, this can be a specific amount. Now let's say it's 500. You can pay this per payroll or you can pay it once. Then select a date. Now this amount is debited from bank and it's recorded under, so for example here we have a bicycle loan. I want this to appear under the deduction section of the pay stub, and this will be named bicycle loan. Then click create once you are done. And again, you should see it here under the employee payments. And that's how to create a deduction. So now let's create a benefit payment. Benefits are credited to the employees and are usually non-taxable payments and depends on how you set it up. So one example would be medical benefits that are usually given to an employee only when he or she needs it. Another example would be unused leave credits, which are credited to employees when not used. So here's how to create a benefit payment. So first, select benefit, then add a new payment. So let's say an employee requested for her medical benefit. So set this to credit, which this is actually set to credit by default. Then set a specific amount. For example, 10,000. Then pay this once and specify a date. So again, the date means this can be any date within the relevant pay period. Then set payment to gross if it is taxable and net if it is non-taxable. Then choose a bank. So extended medical insurance. Again, if you have not created a bank for this, you can add one via the banks page and you can see the video on how to add banks. Now input the name that you'd like to appear on the payslip for the employee. So for example, medical benefit. Then click create. So again, you should see this here under the individual employee payments, and you'll see once it has been paid here under the status. And that's how to create a benefit payment. So now let's create a miscellaneous payment. So you can make miscellaneous payments if the payment does not fall under any of the first three. This type of payment does not have any specific template for it. An example of a miscellaneous payment would be a tip from a customer or gifts from the company. So now here's how to create a miscellaneous payment. So first select miscellaneous, then add a new payment. Now add the relevant details. For example, let's create a payment for a tip that the employee received from a happy customer. So payment is set to credit by default. Then set a specific amount. Then pay this once based on a specific date. So again, the date can be any date within the relevant pay period. Then this amount is credited to gross or tax or net. So gross if taxable and net if non-taxable. Then choose a bank. We have tips here. Next, you can choose which section on the pay stub this will appear. You can choose benefit because it's a tip. Then make sure to name it correctly so the employee knows what payment this is. When you're done, click Create. So again, you'll be led back to the Employee Payments page here, and you'll see the benefit added here. So note that this miscellaneous payment was renamed to benefit payment when we selected this section earlier. It will be credited to the employee once the payroll was generated for the relevant date. And again, once paid, the status here should change to paid. And that's how to create miscellaneous payments. Now for the last part of this video, we'll be creating a vacation pay payment. So vacation pay in PayrollHero works like an accrual system. It is accrued or earned over time as the employee works and can be used when the employee wants to take a vacation. So to use a banked vacation pay for a paid leave, first set the days the employee wants as unpaid leaves. Then calculate the amount of vacation pay the employee wants to use. Once you have this, you can now create a payment. And here's how to create one. So first, select vacation pay, then add a new payment. So I want to credit an amount taken from banked amount of, for example, you have 2,500 from vacation pay back to the employee. Pay this one starting on, so again, provide a date. This is relevant to the date for the payroll generation. Then if this is taxable, select gross. If non-taxable, select net. Then you can put in the name that you'd like to appear on the pay stub. Then click Create. This means that this amount will be debited or withdrawn from the employee's vacation pay back. And you should see it added here under Employee Payments. And that's how to create a vacation pay payment. And this concludes the video on how to create individual payments on PayrollHero. For more information and details, please check out our knowledge base at support.payrollhero.com. If you have any questions, you can reach us at support@payrollhero.com. Thanks for watching!